We're back, people, and today we're breaking down film on Braxton Berrios. Nice to see him in action. We're going to go over the first 2 weeks where he got to play. Here in the Texans game, he got to play with the first team offense a little bit, and I just feel like based off what I've seen so far in the preseason, what I've heard at training camp, his chemistry with Tua, I feel like he's the early lead for the wide receiver 3 spot, which I think overall, I mean, people are going to rotate. I think a lot of those guys like Robbie Chosen, Azukama, they're all going to have their own little niche in the offense. But I feel just like Berrios is going to get that title, especially when they go in 3 receiver sets. He's going to be that main slot guy. And getting him isolated in plays like this, just one-on-one with a linebacker, and his, change of direction ability, foot quickness, short area athleticism is just so impressive. And he's very good at timing within his route here. Once, Tua is able to hit off his back foot, Berrios is ready to make his move, sets this up, way to just completely hard stab to the inside, beat this guy's leverage, and he has a linebacker, and he just gets out of it instantly, and the ball's thrown with perfect timing, and he even almost is able to, look at this anticipation, ready to know where the safety is, just great football awareness, just spatial awareness, know exactly where people are on the field to instantly recognize, and he almost is able to dip underneath, the tackle and stay on his feet, which would have been really impressive athletic ability, and we can watch this from the other angle, hanging on to this. He is a smaller, player, so you have to, be very accurate. And I think, he's in the best position for himself too, because Tua is a very accurate quarterback, especially in the areas where Berrios excels. And you need an accurate quarterback when you're that size to really, be the best that you can be. So really excited to watch Berrios play throughout the season. I think he brings a nice little dynamic to this offense, especially as a possession receiver over the middle of the field, winning in situations where they need to just pick up a nice first down. Especially when you have Hill and Waddle pushing vertically down the field. And I think Berrios will be more of a vertical threat for this offense than people expect. We're going to break down some plays on Berrios where he doesn't get targeted here, but it's really nice to see him running some routes, and he gets up on a vertical plane, at least selling these. You can just see the type of route salesman that he'll be for the offense. Just really good work. We'll watch this a little more slowly versus the soft, off-man press coverage here, or not press, but off-man coverage. And he just gets a nice little foot fire, little hesitation move. He hits a little hesitation there. Then takes another step, foot fire, hard stab. It gets just look at the effect it has on the DB with his feet there. It gets caught over and he's not able to get his hands on him at all. And if the ball is released, on time, he has enough separation there on a vertical plane. And he's not really a vertical threat either. So it's nice to see him at least be used in a situation where he's, to this, outside receiver to this side of the field, but he's going to be more of a slot. And you can see how that effect could really help this team, especially over the middle of the field. Here we're going to break down Berrios' touchdown, where he gets basically one-on-one with this DB right here, and he just works after the catch. He's a really good player in scramble drill. This is something he did really well on the Jets, and it sort of just looks like he's working down the middle of the field. He's just sort of, carrying the seam, trying to create space. But once he runs his route and gets over the top, he sort of just peeks back. He knows his route's dead just based on the coverage. He's running a seam route versus cover one, so he's not really a main option. But once he looks back, he sees that the ball's, Skylar's still got time in the pocket, so he sells with that head fake to the inside, gets to the outside, works back towards the ball, attacks it, and is ready to shift his momentum back up the field as soon as he catches it. He's got really good, yards after catch anticipation skills. He knows how to position his body. He's very high-end in those types of scenarios, and I just love, the high football IQ he brings to the team. Definitely something I think this team needs. The wide receiver room, they have 7 bodies that I think should probably make the team, and usually teams only keep 6 receivers, so we'll see how that plays out. They got some tough decisions ahead of them in the receiver and running back room for sure. Another, route right here from Berrios where he doesn't get the target or the reception, but it's nice to see him setting this up on the outside. This is a beautifully set up route here. He understands how to use his footwork, his foot fire off the line, getting square, attacking outside leverage, then re-stemming vertically back into the receiver or back into the corner to where he can, use that momentum to then stab outside again to create more separation. Really like to see him working those moves. Very impressed with what I saw with his route running, and want to see it, a little bit more where he can get those targets on these types of plays too, because his footwork, his change of direction ability, I think really stood out, and he can be and a lot of these routes were on the outside too. So when you imagine him on the inside, where you get some little better matchups versus, corners, safety, or slot corners, safeties, and maybe even linebackers like we saw earlier, he's going to be super important to this offense, and I just love that fit. It's one of my favorite fits because I feel like Tua likes guys who can separate or just get enough separation to where he can lead and then, make yards after catch. And Berrios is just that perfect fit for Tua in this offense. Just another guy that can be kind of, that quick, shifty type of receiver because they have that with Waddle and Hill, but they like to use Waddle and Hill more vertically. So allow Berrios to work in those types of plays that, McDaniel will want in those third down situations. Going back to week 1, Berrios was only used on like 9 snaps, but you can tell how they wanted to use him. They really only brought him down in like third down situations to convert. He's the main punt returner, kick returner. He looks very comfortable, or as the punt returner, but he'll be the main guy back there. Just setting this up, running a nice little return route. He knows how to attack outside leverage, and then boom, sink his hips, come back towards the ball, uses his body to catch it, just to shield, jump up, protect himself in case, he's going to take a hit there. Just like him in these scenarios, being that, first down converter, Berrios brings a lot of promise to the team in those types of situations. With a lot of motion, Dolphins, McDaniel, going to be using receivers in motion. Feel like Berrios is very comfortable in motion. Just getting him, motion pre-snap, so he's got momentum at the snap, right? Carries that momentum out through the route, just sells vertically, and then sinks his hips. And with this DB, still like 6 yards away from him, falls with how fast he's just able to sit on this route, change directions. That quickness is just really, really nice to see. Would have been nice to see him get targeted, but he's definitely open on a lot of these plays. He creates separation, or when the separation's there, even when this guy's giving him natural separation, he's still slipping because of how fast Berrios is just getting into his route. The wide receiver that can just get involved in the screen game too. He looks like he's just shot out of a cannon here. Just right off the back of his blocks, wasting no time. That acceleration, that burst is insane. That's why he's such an effective kick returner and punt returner. He's got great field vision. He knows to just work off the back of his blocks. He instantly goes for where his linemen are coming from and tries to get to the back of them. And he almost, just shoots that hole, that gap in the defense. Would have been really nice to see. But he's just another, him and Ezukama are really good yak guys. Definitely different types of players with the yards after catch, but it's nice to have, different types of guys, and they needed that added to this offense, and Berrios definitely adds that. And for a guy that's, known for being like really quick, change direct, he has good long speed, and you can see it if you go ever watch any of his plays where he's working vertically or, has the ball in his hands on like kick returns, he's returning them from touchdown. Like guys are not catching him. Like his long speed is good as well. So overall his athleticism is really good, and I feel like he's gotten more explosive the longer he's been in the league. Last play that we're going to break down. This is the touchdown he should have had, but Mike White was late to read this. I just like using him in these types of situations. Ball is thrown super late and behind. It would have been a touchdown. He doesn't do anything too crazy in the route, but I just like the situational usage. Getting him involved in these bunches where, you have these guys, he's on the outside, and these guys all just, work to the outside, set up a natural rub. He works off of Berrios, and Berrios just instantly accelerates the inside, and it puts the DB in a super tough spot because he was the outside guy that has to follow Berrios across the field, and he's just too quick for that. He ends up making a great play, but it's more on the QB, as you can see it from the other angle. Once, Berrios comes into the picture right here, we'll see that if the ball is out, like, this is a touchdown, like, right there, boom. I mean, he's looking right at it. I don't know what he's thinking. What is he doing? I hadn't really paid attention to Mike White in the first game, so I don't know what the heck. Maybe this is why Skylar played the entire second game. But because he's looking right at him. Okay, sorry, I'm getting distracted by this bad play. But because he's right there, he just got to him. Ball should be out. It's out like a full second late. That's insane. But yeah, Berrios brings a lot of value to this team as a kick returner, as a punt returner. I think he's the early wide receiver 3 guy. Especially he's gonna be your main slot, and Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle can also play slot as well. I mean, pretty much everyone on this team can play inside and outside, but he'll be your main slot option, especially your third down converter, which obviously is super important to team success. Dolphins were very good at it last year. Berrios just adds to that, and I think him and Tua's chemistry definitely stands out from camp and just the first action we've seen together. So if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.